There you go. Okay. So again, welcome to PNN. So the meeting will be recorded, so keep that in mind. So I would think about that as what you say and how you say it. Keep in mind that it will be put up onto the page afterwards, so that people that miss it will be able to get an opportunity to hear what we have to say. And you can tell I'm out of sorts today too, sorry. So we're going to do 60 seconds to introduce yourself, what you do, and also to put in what is going to be a good referral for you. Also, please enter your info in the chat so that we can all reach each other. So why don't we go, are we going to go into that right now? Sounds good? I can.
Megan, you want to just go through the PowerPoint to the end, to
Sure.
just before the end, and then we'll just. It's up to you. I mean, we're still kind of
Yeah,
like
that
figuring
works.
this out.
Yeah, we're working on it. So we'll start off by introducing ourselves after the PowerPoint. Then 15 minutes, we have Amanda Gisoni, I hope I said that right, of AG Property Solutions, LLC. Amanda will be discussing how to get in real estate investing. If I could speak today, it would be fantastic. I'm really sorry, guys. And then we're going to go into breakout rooms for 10 minutes. As long as there's enough people here, as long as we have like 3 or more per room, we'll be able to do that. If we don't have enough room, enough people, then we'll just do it right here. The topic for this week will be to tell us about something in your life that you are proud of. It's just a little moment for us to really get to know each other as people. Then we'll go into a 15-minute helpful hints. Oh, I'm doing it this week. Okay. It was kind of up in the air, so I'll do it today. It's me from Phoenix Variable. I will be talking about debt and how to get out of it. Then we'll go into 20 minutes or more. We've been going more lately of what we call free for all. Basically, we're going to use that time to brainstorm. If anybody has questions that they could use some minds to be thinking about their business, we can have good, open, creative discussion. The free-for-all part will not be recorded, so that is only for people who are here in attendance at the meeting. So we'll be able to speak a lot more freely and have a more open discussion. So, and then that will be the close for our meeting. So I will come out of there and, yep, I know. I am usually much better with technology than this. This is a little funny. Joy is laughing hysterically at me. I just like was rushing this morning, so I'm like, so we will go into our quick discussions. Try and keep it into 60 seconds. Just keep in mind, I won't stop you, but we will probably stop listening after 60 seconds. So why don't we do, I'll go around clockwise for me, and we'll start with Richard.
Good morning, Rich Lupino. I am President and CEO of Infinia Development. We are a full stack web development agency, and we help people with their online presence, building a website, doing SEO, just really getting a presence online. I also have other things I could offer to help you with that as well. I'd love to meet up and talk with you about all this. Good referral for me are small businesses that really need help getting themselves online and getting themselves get seen and get found. This way they could get paid. Richard Lupino, Infinia Development.
Very nice. Thank you, Richard. And then next, Maurice.
Good morning, Maurice Laux, New York Life. I pretty much help with college planning, retirement planning, long-term care, things like that. And my pitches are never usually the same. I'm all over the place, but I can also help with Gerber. Um, Good referral for me would be small businesses, individuals, anyone planning their kids to go to college, anyone that wants to shift their wealth to, a more friendlier tax purpose. I can help with that. And yeah, so that's about it.
Perfect. And Carmen.
Good morning. My name is Carmen Darachuk. I am with a company called HB Naturals. It's all natural and organic health online business. I am just fairly new to this, and I'm into this about 6 months, so learning it, learning it from the ground up. So it's awesome. We specialize in everything from natural products to pet products to essential oils, you name it, anything that's out there to make yourself healthy. We try to promote that as much as we can. Also, a referral would be anybody that's looking to improve their health. I'm at your fingertips. Just give me a call or a message, and I'd be happy to help you out.
Fantastic. Great job. And again, remind everybody to put your information, if you haven't yet, into the main chat. That's a really good source for us to be able to show. And Amanda, I know you're going to be speaking, but if you want to give a little quick intro.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Gisoni. I'm a licensed real estate salesperson with Houlihan Lawrence. I serve home sellers and home buyers. I also, as a real estate investor, help real estate investors get started in real estate investing, or if they're more experienced, also help them buy or sell or find more properties. Yeah, it's nice to meet you all. I'll be going in a little bit more depth later. A good referral for me would be architects, contractors, attorneys, like an estate attorney or a divorce attorney. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And is Tonya here? Can't tell. Well, Tonya, if you want to turn on your camera, and we'll put you on next if you come on. So, Michelle?
Hello, everyone. Michelle Powers. I'm a speech language pathologist. I retired after 40 years of working with special ed children in upstate New York. And yes, I was able to purchase a retirement home down in Florida, and love that. And what I've been doing for the past 3 years is I'm your CBD chick. I do all things CBD and try to help you feel better and look better and be better. And Carmen, it's great to hear that you're in health and wellness too, because if anything, guys, as we are aging, and I'm not saying anyone is old on here, but it's an aging process, we tend to break down different things. And what I like to do is help you build them back up again, healthfully. Okay. So, referral for me is if you're feeling sluggish, if you're feeling like you have a lot of discomfort. My arthritis was really bothering me, and I used CBD oil and some topical pain relief, and it worked like a charm. And now I'm very passionate about sharing that with everybody. So it's lovely to see you all and meet you all. And that's the whole key of networking. And Carmen, that's how you build your business. You network, you get with like-minded people, and then you have success. Thank you.
Here. Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. And Susan.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Susan DeRobertis. I'm a business coach and mentor. I help you start up your business, go to the next level, scale up, or retire and have an exit strategy. I have done it all. I've been in business. I don't know. Let's see. It's going on 20 years this year. Prior to that, I was a CFO in corporate life. So if you are wondering, where is your next client coming from? How am I going to get my business going? How am I going to scale up and have consistent cash flow? What's the plan? I don't know how to do that. Then please reach out to me. I offer complimentary calls and I'll help you get going and actually sleep nights because you know what you know what you're doing. All right, and I'll put my info in the chat. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Susan. And so then I will have Joanne go, and then I'll go last. Switch it up.
Hello. As if you guys didn't know who I am, my name is Joanne Sagari. I am the owner and creator of Blue Dove Marketing, where I look to get your business in front of people who never knew you existed through Facebook events, which are done in Facebook groups. Pretty much that's it in a nutshell. Good referral for me would be anybody in small business who's looking for just that. I have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly events. Also do little 3-day pop-up things where I heavily promote through like a ton of different groups on Facebook to get people in there. Try boosting. Boosting really isn't, I don't know, it's not all it's cracked up to be, but I do attempt to get as many people looking at you as possible. So if you're interested, just let me know and I'll turn it over to Megan.
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. I'm Megan Romero. Joanne and I co-founded PNN to make it the best relationship building networking group out there. But my day job is that I am the owner and founder of Phoenix Variable, which is a bookkeeping and financial consulting company based here in Hudson Valley. I also am a senior rep with Primerica that I do life insurance, and I'm working towards my my investments license, but that's taken a while, so I don't know how long that's going to be for that one. But then also, like, I don't have enough busy schedule between the networking, the business, and and Primerica. I am also doing paparazzi jewelry. So I do 2 lives a week on Wednesday nights at 7 and Sundays at 2. If anybody's ever interested, please follow me on Facebook and you will see me there. So that's me in a nutshell, busy bee, and also helping my husband with his businesses. So it's a lot of fun in our house. I live right here. But so that's me in a nutshell. I basically, referral. Anybody that is looking to get out of debt or businesses that are wanting to take their business to the next level and stop focusing on the back office stuff, such as bookkeeping, and focus on what they started their business to do. So that's me. Okay. So that leads us into our speaker. So we have the lovely Amanda here to tell us about real estate investing and how to get into it. So do you need me to let you share?
Yes, it says it's disabled, so that'd be great.
Yes.
Thank you.
You should be able to do it now.
Okay. Okay, so I'm presenting in Canva today, which is, if you guys have not used Canva yet, it's amazing for all different types of things. And if you guys have questions, feel free to jump in. I definitely want to try to make this interactive and fun. I don't want to be talking at you guys the whole time. So I'm going to talk today about how to get started in real estate investing. I am a licensed real estate agent with Houlihan Lawrence, and I also am the founder and CEO of AG Property Solutions. And I'll talk a little bit more about what that is and what my company does a little later. There we go. So again, a lot to go through today, so I'm going to skip through this slide a little bit. First, a little bit more about me. I started investing in real estate in 2018. I closed on my first property then. I became addicted to real estate investing, I would say. I love it so much. It's definitely my passion, that I decided to get my real estate license. And then I started managing properties for other people in 2020. I also lead a local meetup group for women real estate investors and our mission is really to support women and help them get started in real estate investing. All right, so a little bit more about my story. I purchased a condo. That was my first investment. It was, very low maintenance. I thought it would be an easy way to get into it. And my main goal in doing this was to create passive income for myself, to create financial freedom where I wasn't dependent on one source of income. So I really care about that aspect of it. And I saw real estate as a way to build wealth for myself and for my family in the future. So after that investment, like I said earlier, I got my license. I also helped my parents purchase a property that I now manage for them as well. And I purchased my own house last year, right before COVID, which I'm house hacking. If you haven't heard of house hacking is where essentially you live in one part of your house and rent out the other to roommates or tenants. It's mostly used in multifamily houses where there's more than one unit. I'm doing it in a single family, and I'm also renovating my basement right now, which is going to be a studio apartment. So I'll be renting that out hopefully by the end of May, beginning of June. We'll see how everything goes. Next, for me, one of the things I'm trying to do is scale my portfolio and build and grow into small multifamily. So there's a lot of different areas of real estate investing that you can get into. And there are multiple ways that you can get involved. You don't have to be an active investor, which is what I am. You can also be a passive investor. It really is a powerful way to build wealth. And it might seem daunting and scary at first, but hopefully I'll explain it in such a way that it isn't, so scary. So first, I want to share some details about passive investing. If this is something you wanted to do, I don't know a lot about the stock market. I will say that up front, but there are different ways that you can invest to diversify your portfolio. So REITs is one example of that. A real estate investment trust, is basically a stock of real estate properties. And you could buy them, I think, through the stock market. I'm sure you could purchase them through other companies as well directly and invest. And you probably need a minimal investment upfront to do that. Syndication, what a syndication is basically somebody else will purchase a large multifamily property and you could invest a portion of your money into that property and you'll get an interest payment on your money or maybe equity in the deal. Another option is private money. You could invest your personal money and lend it to an investor like a house flipper or a syndicator, and you would basically get interest or equity in that property. So in these scenarios, you really aren't actively investing. You'll be receiving passive income, but there's not a lot you have to do. You should have some knowledge about it before you get involved, but it's less involvement up front. So like for me, what I'm doing when it comes to active investing, like if my tenants have an issue, I have to go and handle it. I've resolved those issues. In passive investing, you don't really have to do that. There are a lot of ways to actively invest if that's something that you're interested in. And I've listed a ton here on the side. One, I wanted to point out here, the note investing, it can be passive. So note investing, you basically purchase somebody's mortgage and they pay you versus paying a bank. Say they default, you now have to take over that property. So if you take over that property, it becomes more active. You have to figure out how to sell it or how to put tenants in there. So these are just some examples. As I mentioned, I won't go into too much detail. The strategy that I use is buy and hold. I basically buy a property and hold on to it for a long period of time. And every month I receive cash flow or income from the property. So my tenants essentially are covering my mortgage, and there's some left over every month that I put into a bank account, which I will invest later or save, what have you. Before I keep going, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, all right. next. So,
I do.
oh, go ahead. Yep.
Sorry. The houses that you buy and hold, are they across the country? Are they in Westchester, Putnam, Dutchess? Where are they located? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
great. That's a great question. I mostly invest in state. Actually, I only invest in state because I want to actively be involved in those properties. I want to be the one who's managing them. I don't want to pay somebody else to manage them. New York State is very difficult to invest in because the laws are very unfriendly for landlords. They're very much in favor for tenants, which there's pros and cons to that. So investing out of state would present maybe more opportunities for people. However, my goal is to build my portfolio locally and then expand out of state. So you can do both. It is a little bit more difficult if you want to be an active investor to invest out of state, but there are ways to do it.
Okay, thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
What's BRRR?
Oh, yes. So BRRRR is a form of buy and hold investing, kind of, or it could be used for short-term rentals too. Basically, it means buy, rehab, refinance, rent, repeat. So what you're doing is you're buying a property, you're rehabbing it, fixing it up, you're renting it out to tenants, and then you refinance it. You do like a cash out refinance. You get all the money you put into the property back and maybe some more, because that property will have appreciated a little bit. And then you can use that money to buy another property very quickly. So you're leveraging yourself, which might be bad for debt, which Megan, I'm sure you're going to talk about a little bit. Yeah, but it's a good way to invest quicker and leverage your money if you don't have a lot of it. So some investing myths. You need to have a lot of money to invest in real estate. No, you don't necessarily have to have a lot. If you want to buy a property and rent it out or flip it, yes, you definitely need to have a lot of money, but you could partner with somebody else who has money, and then you do all the work to, to flip it or do whatever you need to it. Also with the passive investing, you could do like crowdfunding. I think there's a website called Fundrise where you could invest your money in real estate that way. I have a friend in my local meetup group. She has, I think, $10,000 or $15,000 that she invests with somebody else. So she's a private money lender. That's not, I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's not as much money as it would be to buy a house. So there are ways that you could get involved without, having a ton of cash up front. Another way, like Megan, I know you're talking about this on another call, you have a house and you're like, oh, rates are so low right now, it'd be great to refinance. You could do a cash out refinance and use that money to buy another property. So it's like you have equity in your house that you're using to buy another asset that will cash flow and put more money in your pocket. Another myth is that you have to be experienced to invest. You don't, especially if you're being passive about it, you don't have to have all the knowledge. And the worst thing is to just try to educate yourself and not actually act or do anything. I think the best way is to have some knowledge and then learn as you go. You definitely want to read, listen to podcasts or attend meetups and try to work with people who maybe have done it before. But when I got started, I bought a condo. I really, honestly, looking back, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I did. And now I've learned so much more just by doing it. So there definitely is potential to learn as you go. Another investing myth is that you need to have a real estate license. No, you don't have to. You can work with a realtor who can help you purchase things on the market. You can also buy things off market. So it's definitely not necessary to have a real estate license. All right. I also wanted to share with you guys where you could learn more if you were interested in learning more, and you could absolutely reach out to me for specific, recommendations or resources. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I attend a lot of meetups, read a lot of books, but there's definitely the number one source to go to is Bigger Pockets. It's just an online social network. They have forums, blog posts, podcasts, there's everything you probably need to know about real estate. So let me know if you guys are looking for like specific things if you want to learn. All right. And then before I jump into this piece, does anybody have any more questions? Nope. Okay. All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my company and what I do and how we help investors. And what I wrote here, building the right team. So if you are passively investing or actively investing, having the right team can really make or break. You want to have the right property manager, the right realtor working for you. You want to have the right contractors. You want to have people who are, helping you. Accountants can also be a big help, and lawyers. So that's definitely key. So in my company, some of the things that we do, we are property managers. So we look over the property, look over the tenants, manage them, do consulting. So if you are new and interested in getting involved, or you're experienced and need like a second perspective on a deal analysis, we can get involved with that. Leasing, if you own real estate, but you want to manage it yourself, but you need help leasing it and putting tenants in there and screening them. That's something that we have down to a science, is how we vet our tenants. I've had very good success with the tenants that I've had. They've essentially stayed the whole time, and I've been able to get new tenants that are, proving to be very good tenants. So there's definitely a way to go about leasing, and you do have to be careful because of fair housing laws. So you don't want to do it the wrong way, because it could put you in a really bad position. Home watch is also something that we do. Home watch is basically if you're away for a significant period of time from your home, and you're worried about not being protected from your insurance, this is a way that you could become protected. Essentially, we would go visit your home on a weekly, biweekly, monthly basis, whatever you think is the right fit, just to check on it, make sure there's no visible signs of damage, or like the plumbing is leaking, or there's been vandalism, or somebody's trying to break in. So we go and, look over the property for you. Another thing that we do is coordination services. So we don't actually do these, but we help make them happen. This is more part of our home watch services. We have connections with security system installers, home automation, lawn care. So if this is something that you are looking to have done while you're away from your property, if you want a little bit more protection, we can help coordinate and make that happen. And then, this is just who our customers are, who we serve from a home watch perspective. We help snowbirds, absentee homeowners, short-term rental owners, anybody who's away for their home for a significant period of time, including homes for sale, especially if it's left vacant. You really don't want to leave a house vacant or show that it's vacant. There's ways to protect yourself, which is something that we can help you do. And then when it comes to property management and consulting and leasing, we help accidental landlords. Maybe you start renting your house and you didn't really need to, and you need help, or you own one or two properties and need a little assistance, or maybe you're tired, you don't want to be a landlord anymore, or you're growing and you're overwhelmed, or you're new to it. Those are people that we can help when it comes to those kinds of things. So if you have any more questions or you want to learn more, you can visit. I have a newsletter where I talk about financial freedom and using real estate to invest and build wealth. You can email me, find me on Facebook, Instagram, and you can always call me. That's all I have today. So if you guys have questions, I don't know how much time we have left. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I lost track of time. Sorry. I was just so into it. And then I was like, oh, I should have wrote down the time. Sorry. But does anybody have questions? Please feel free to go ahead and.
Not a question, but a comment. I learned so much. Thank you so much for that. That was easy peasy.
Great.
I mean, I do not have a math brain. I do not have a good right side brain. And it was awesome. Thank you so much. I learned so much. Great job.
I appreciate the feedback.
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, Amanda.
But I just want to piggyback on Michelle, that was a really great presentation, Amanda. It demystified, real estate investing. A lot of people look at it like, wow, that sounds like so, oh man, I could make so much money, but I haven't a clue as to how to get started. And that was so professionally done. Thank you. I am I am interested myself, and I'm going to, how do I get on your email list, Amanda?
I'll shoot you an email with the link so you could subscribe and learn more. Yeah,
please. Yeah, I would love that. Thank you.
great.
Same.
Thank you.
Maurice too.
You too? Okay. All right. Yeah,
You got some very interested people here.
yeah, absolutely. I talk a lot about financial freedom. I've been sharing a lot of stories about our basement apartment renovation. So I get into the nitty gritty, but then I also stay high level and talk about financials a little bit too.
I'll tell you from experience, I've been on the other end. I've been on the end of, we bought this piece of property. We bought a big Victorian house in the city of Poughkeepsie. That was a foreclosure. Yeah, that was fun. We did not realize there's the things that people don't realize is like when foreclosures happen, you should really have your inspectors look like, I don't know, behind the electrical panel to make sure everything's still connected, things like that. Because the guy who lived here before was an electrician and he thought he was sticking it to the bank by taking everything out of the electrical panel and then putting it back up. Nobody knew until we went to go and turn the lights on after we bought it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there were like little things that, you pick up on, but like flipping a house, we've been living in it for about 3 years as we've been slowly working on it. And it's an experience. It definitely is. And I think people sometimes get a little too much where they watch HGTV and, oh, it happens like that, but then they don't realize like that's over the course of months and people aren't living there while it's happening. So it's not reality.
Yeah, some people actually, there's some investors who do live and flips. They live there and they flip it and improve it over like a 2-year time frame, and that way you can evade some like capital gains taxes if you live there for 2 years. But yeah, it can be a lot of work.
It's an experience. The first year we lived out of the second story of our house, and I had no kitchen. I had a griddle on an island with my fridge in my living room. So it was an experience, but we are the stronger for it, and we absolutely love the house. It's worth doing, but it's not for the weak of heart on that side of living in. But I could definitely see where it could be fun to do flipping, not living in. So very cool. So that was fantastic. I think everybody's walking away with like their gears turning and how can I do this? And I think this ended up, I think Joanne was right in to have you and then have me speaking about debt, because that does work hand in hand together. So this will be fun. But I think we're going to go into breakout rooms. I think Joanne stepped away for a minute. But let's see, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got 8 people. So why don't we hop into some breakout rooms? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pause the recording now, and I'll pick up when we come back from the breakout rooms. Of course I'm muted. Why wouldn't I be muted?
Yeah, of course.
Just to let everybody know, I have resumed recording again. So welcome back. Everybody's in different spots, so I'm sitting here like, is everybody here?
Yes, I believe we're all here. I think we had a wonderful breakout session, ladies. Did we have a great breakout session? I think it was great. I
even popped into the other room to round it out. So
that was nice of you.
Thank you.
That's really good.
We had a great one too. It was great talking.
Yeah, that was good.
I
It's
love
a,
it.
I think that's what Joe and I really like, is that to have that personal touch, and for us to each get to know each other like on a much deeper individual level beyond what we do as a business. So it's
Yes,
fantastic. And
absolutely. That
hopefully we'll
sounds
keep
awesome.
going.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I want to just interject here, guys. Please, if you enjoy this meeting, if you enjoy this network meeting and everything, bring friends. Okay. Any
Yeah.
small business, they don't have to be business owners.
Mhm.
They could be somebody in business who is looking to kind of branch out and get whatever they do in front of those people. Please share this out. I'm telling you, and I'll tell you, boy, and the numbers do matter. It is a numbers game. So, out of 500 people, I got one person in. So that, those are the kind of odds we're dealing with here. So just gotta let you know, just bring them on in.
But Joe, you have to realize that everybody knows 300 people.
Yep.
So you bring a friend, they enjoy it, they will
Mhm.
tell their 300 friends. I mean, it really it grows exponentially. So this is new. I mean, you're 10 o'clock joining together. It's been
Yeah,
about 4 weeks now, right? 4 or
I
5
think it's
weeks.
it's
Sounds
our
right.
Joe?
fourth
Yeah.
one. I think it's
Yeah,
our
I
fourth
think
Fourth
one.
so.
one. Yep. Yep.
And
I
we're
think we got a
learning.
decent turnout.
Yeah.
It'll
And
grow.
it's really also, as we keep going and as people keep hearing us talking about it and they keep seeing it, I think that more people will be like, "Oh, wow, this isn't just like a quick little fad thing. We're not going anywhere." That's when those start gonna start coming in, and they've heard from all of us like how much we enjoy it. Eventually they'll start coming in too. So, but we'll always be the originals right here, the OGs. Right?
The original
The
cast.
OGs.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I guess this is breakout room time, or rather free for all time. Oh no, helpful hints. Damn, why can't I get in my head?
It's
Oh, I
okay.
had another idea
See, we're
also.
learning. Yeah,
I'm a mess. I told you I can't think. I'm so
it's
congested. It's
okay.
ridiculous. But I wrote something down, Amanda. Okay, I want to bring something up to Amanda later. Okay, go ahead. Later. Listen to me. Where am I from?
Later. From New York.
Okay,
You sound like it.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay, so we're going to go into helpful hints. I guess that's me. I am not much of a public speaker. Sometimes you guys
Oh,
hear me
stop it.
rambling.
You take over
Yeah.
the whole thing all the time. Stop it now.
Oh,
Go.
let's listen to
She's
her.
awesome. She's awesome.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to talk a little about debt, but specifically, I was figuring I'm going to talk a little bit about optimizing your finances. Um, this is sometimes a really tricky subject for people, because money is always one of those subjects that people are like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to let people know where I'm at with my finances. If I'm having trouble, I don't want to talk to some. That's when you should be talking to somebody. Even if you're not talking to friends and family, I can understand where you would not feel comfortable doing that. Talk to a professional. You have people in your lives. You have me, there's Susan, there's people out there that you can talk to and can send you in the right direction. I give free consultations all the time to people. So, but there's little things that you can do to help improve your finances. And there are things that it's so obvious, but people don't recognize it. They don't think of it and they don't go to that. So, one thing is to comparison shop every few years. That's really important. You really need to go in, go and comparison shop your auto insurance and your renters or homeowners insurance. There's your life insurance, even. Like, you could have, and this is from somebody that does life insurance. I'm sure Maurice will even say, it's good to go and see, and then it gives you peace of mind that you have the right vehicle, you have the right thing for you. Just make sure you're in the right situation for yourself. But also, that's not only for your insurances. Look at your cable bill. your power, Central Hudson, even, you can be looking into some of these affiliates that work with Central Hudson. Look into doing solar for your house. If you can put that initial output of money to put some solar panels onto your house, you could be saving money on your electric bill over time, and it'll pay for itself like in no time. So it's something to consider. So with lowering your monthly bills, that's huge. I'm kind of just looking at some old notes of another presentation I did. So, you know, if you're using premium, like with your cable bill, if you have premium packages of your cable bill, but you don't use them, why are you paying for them? If you're paying for Hulu, but you never watch it, why are you paying for Hulu? And it's, if you think about it, I know sometimes we sit here and you go, well, it's $5. What's the big deal? But if you find $5 here, $5 there, $10 there, $100 over here, it adds up over time. And you don't have to do all this comparison shopping all at the same time. Spread it out over a couple years or over 1 year and really look. But even with tacking on to what Amanda was talking about, keep an eye on interest rates. Right now, interest rates for your home are so low. Everybody I know that owns a house, I'm like, go and see if you can get a lower rate. Even if you have a low rate or what you feel is a low rate right now, if your credit score has gotten better since the last time that you did your mortgage and the rates are so low right now, what can it hurt to talk to a couple banks and see if you can get a lower rate than what you have now? You could be saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars right then and there, and try and make sure that you get locked into those rates. I can't see my chat very easily, sorry.
I said if anybody needs suggestions for lenders,
yes, there you go. Perfect.
Let me know. I can recommend some.
Perfect. And so then also that leads me into, please keep an eye on your credit report. There are companies I highly recommend, and I personally use something called Credit Karma. And I get it free through my bank. I think you can get it. I think it's free just in general. I get emails constantly. It's like having a little cheerleader. I get an email in my inbox like, you brought your debt down by this much money in the last 3 months. Woohoo, go you. And it's got like little like popper, confetti popper. And I'm like, yay, me. So, because I'm maybe a bookkeeper and I'm susceptible. I got myself into a lot of financial difficulty before I was ever a bookkeeper. I'm talking from personal experience on how to get yourself out of debt. My husband and I have gotten ourselves out of, say, about, I'll be honest, $15,000 to $20,000 worth of debt in the last 2 years. So it's all in a matter of how you save and where you're looking to, like all of these little things that I'm talking about. But keeping an eye on your credit score is huge, because being able to look at your credit score and, you're going to get better rates on so many things. Your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, that is also another area. They look at that. People don't realize that your insurance companies are looking at your credit score, and that affects what your premiums are looking like. So I'm gonna move on. So yeah, reduce your credit card interest and keep your balance low. That is a huge thing. So told you I'm not good at speaking. If you're paying outrageous interest on your credit cards, call your card issuer and ask politely for a lower rate. Can't hurt. A lot of people don't think to do this. Ask them for a lower rate. If you're in a customer in good standing, if you've been making your payments on a regular basis, you don't have a huge balance, they will work with you. They will give you a higher interest or a lower interest rate, get your give you a bigger credit. I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. But, working with a professional for your finances is really going to be where you do the best. So I know with myself, little tiny pitch here. With Primerica, I have access to a software that I'm able to sit down with people and take what you make, what you and the adults in your family make, and plug it into this program, what different debts you have, your mortgage, your car insurance, any credit cards, all of those, all your debt. And you tell me what you guys are paying towards that debt now, and I could tell you exactly how long it's going to take you to get out of debt. But then by doing these tweaks, going and looking at your seeing if we can get you a better interest rate, seeing if we can get you better car insurance, renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, even commercial insurances for your companies, then, doing all of these things to reduce your monthly costs, finding some extra money in there, we can then look at what we can budget, and I can work with people on their budgets. Then we can look at what we can reduce that to. So I'll give an example. I sat down with my cousin early on about a year ago. She was one of those good people that she really didn't have a lot of debt. She had her mortgage, she had a couple car loans, and her student loans, but she had no credit cards, no loans other than the student loans. But she was still looking at 29 years of debt ahead of her, most of it being her mortgage and her student loans between her and her husband. But then they have two boys, and they're looking at, well, what about college for these guys, So they were worried about, like, are we ever going to be able to put away towards their college? I sat down with them, took what they make and how all of their debt, and then I said, what can you guys realistically put towards that debt every month? And I gave them a plan. It's called debt stacking. Other people call it the snowball effect. And we were able to get them out looking like they're getting out of debt in 9 years and save over $150,000 in interest. That's huge, guys. So that makes a huge difference, especially since they have a 10-year-old as the oldest. That says they're going to be out of debt when that kid's 19. They're going to then be able to easily help out with the kid's education. I mean, they're still planning on, but we also found a way to make sure that they could put money towards their kids' student loan or towards their college funds too. So, but there's always a way. It's just knowing how to get there. And a lot of people get very caught up in how do I pay my debts off? But please, guys, if you have anything, save me here. If you have questions, if you have comments, please chime in. Anybody? We can always talk
I
more.
save anybody's questions, so I think we're at your 15-minute.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're saved by the
Susan,
bell.
I think she had something
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, that's really excellent, Megan, because it's so important to know what is your money, and to actually get it out of your head. You know, the fear about looking at your money, especially for women.
Oh, yeah.
Write it down. I know, depending upon at what level, you know, I work with people. I know the word budget is, let's see, Budget. Okay, it's a 6-letter word. Everybody hates it.
But it's more like a 4-letter word.
Really, yes. So it's reframe it and call it your spending plan.
Yeah.
And you're in control of that. It's your spending plan. So,
Yeah.
and what I do is write down all the stuff that's fixed. You got to pay your mortgage, rent, cable, phone, you know, all the stuff. Add up all the things you absolutely must pay for, and you know the number. I'm not talking food. I'm not talking meals out, entertainment. I'm talking about fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Know it and write that down. Add it up. That's called your monthly nut to crack.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that you got to meet every month.
Yep.
Then you have your variables, and that's food, because you get to decide whether you go to a gourmet deli and buy your meals, or whether you shop at ShopRite, you know, and get stuff on sale. So meals, entertainment, dinners out, clothing, personal, going to CVS and buying all new makeup, or going to Bloomingdale's and buying all new makeup. That's personal, and that's a choice. Allow yourself, you know, for variables, an amount that's real.
Mm-hmm.
And then live that for a month and see how you do. Just match it up to this is projected. Well, the fixed are fixed, but the variables are projected. And then at the end of the month, compare it. How did you do? And if it's pretty much, you know, on track, then that is your total spending plan. And if you want to have more money left over, if you have money left over, fabulous, then you get to decide what to do with it. Invest it,
Save it.
save it, buy property, work with Megan, you know, and if it's not enough, then okay, where can you cut? Where can you cut back your spending?
Yep.
And also at the top of, and also on the other side, where can you make more money?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
because you can work at it from both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Make more money, you know, cut your expenses, and you'll really have fun with that, because you're in control of your life, your
Yeah.
finances. Yeah.
And I've had to
Back
have
to you-
those tough
back to you, Megan.
discussions. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
had to have those tough discussions with people before that
Mhm. Sure.
their expenses way exceeded their income. You need to look at that. You know, I do use QuickBooks, and it does have this really great little box that shows your profit and your loss, and it shows your income as a bar. It's a nice little bar graph, little income bar and your expenses bar. If your expenses bar is longer than your income bar, we've got to figure out a way to get around that. And so I've had those discussions with people about, well, do you have a coffee maker? Do you have a thermos? Well, maybe use those instead of going to Starbucks every day. You know, it's not what people want to hear, but I always tell them, cinch in your belt a little bit right now and cutting those things that you feel are a little painful, cutting those things out that are more luxury than need, because you need to recognize 2 columns in your life: needs and wants. Sometimes wants we think are needs, but they're not. You don't need Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts every day. We want that, but we don't need it. So you need to make that recognition. Do you need Netflix if it means that you're not going to be able to make your car payment? No. I know it's difficult, but there's other ways. There's YouTube. So I know it's hard. There's a lot of ways that we have to cut finances, but I always tell people it's just temporary. Because if you're able to cut those things now and work on bringing your income up, it will be better, and those things will be that much sweeter when you do have the income to support buying those things that are more luxury, more want than need. So just keep that in mind. And I am here for a free consultation anytime if anybody just wants a little help with those things. Go ahead, Michelle.
And I just want to, just a point of view that Richard and Maurice and I were talking about in our breakout session was the importance of having different streams of income.
Yes.
And just from my life, did I think I was going to be a widow at 56 years of age? Absolutely not. That wasn't my life plan, but I was. And, I taught school, I had a pension, I knew I'd get Social Security. But, when I lost my husband, I lost a whole stream of income, a whole standard of living. Mm-hmm. And so just, that I haven't made, poor decisions. I think I've done pretty well. But for me, when I got into, what else can I do? And network marketing was my ticket, to have an extra stream of income. So just, just be open-minded to how you can fix that gap. All good thoughts, Megan.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, Dr.
Absolutely. Hi, Dr. Wanda. Absolutely. I always stress that wealthy people have 7 streams of income. Mm-hmm. So you think that it's just the one thing that made them, their wealth. And generally it's not just one company, one thing that they do. It's many different streams that they depend on for their wealth.
And I'll just say really quick before I go to Dr. Wanda that that's where I can say that my husband and I bashed out that much debt. I mean, I recognize how unheard of it is to get all that debt out of the way. We were blessed in a lot of ways, that opportunities that came about that helped us out that may not have been available to other people. So I'm not saying this is something that everybody can do, getting rid of $15,000 or $20,000 worth of debt, but there is ways to do it in a way that you can get through it fast. And the little things like I've talked about, but then also it's a matter of you've got to be willing to do the work, because it's work. I'm not sitting here running my own bookkeeping firm and, doing Primerica and doing paparazzi and my husband being an artist and us having an eBay store. And I could go on of all the things that we have going on in this house, but that's us recognizing if we want to get out of debt and we want to have those things that we want, we have to bust our butts. It means probably not having many weekends to ourselves, just, no work, just sit back watching TV and, not having a care in the world. You've got to work. But the good thing is that once you get yourself out of debt, that's when you can sit back a little bit, take a moment, take a deep breath, and reward yourself after you save the money for it. To go on a vacation or do something really nice for yourself as a big treat. Like, yes, we got out of debt. Look at this. We paid our house off. Our cars were paid off. These are really big things, and you should reward yourself, but also don't put yourself back into debt to do it. So I'll shut up now. Dr. Wanda, did you want to say something? You're good? Okay, I think we're going to go right into our free-for-all. I think we're kind of Joanne's like,
Wanda has something to say.
oh, okay.
No, I just wanted to mention that people don't realize how crucial it is to have additional income. Joanne, you're absolutely right. I know that statistic, but I want to add one more. 25% of millionaires have used a network marketing model for their business. So if 25% of millionaires, who are some of these people who are talking nonsense? You know what? I'm a lifelong learner. I'm open-minded. Circumstances in my life that were beyond my control push me to understanding that additional income, whether it comes from a brick and mortar, whether you have any property that you own, which is great. I listen. If I wanted to, I could take classes for realty. So Amanda, thumbs up for you, because hey, as long as you own property, it's the same thing. It's an additional stream of income. Whatever you can do, because getting 2 or 3 jobs and killing yourself, having a heart attack, not enjoying life, that's not me.
Right.
Okay? And
Absolutely.
I don't think that's any of us here. Why are you going to take 2 or 3 jobs killing yourself for? You're going to end up in the hospital. That's a certainty. So anyway, so I'm glad that we are all here and pushing ourselves to just have the life that we deserve. We're not here to just work, or if we're working for somebody to just do that. Okay, we're here to just enjoy ourselves and to help other people. Like I always understood, I'm here for something. I'm not just here to work for somebody else.
Yes. Amen.
And I'm not saying that working for somebody else is bad either. Sometimes that's what people want to do. But the entrepreneurial spirit, it's a tough life. It really is. Being your own boss and doing that kind of thing. My hat is off to those who want to have their own business and run their own business and do that kind of thing, because it's not easy. And I think that, and Megan, I think we're kind of already in our free-for-all time. It kind of goes to helpful hints. It kind of like melds into our free-for-all.
It really does. Well,
right?
with that really quick, I'm just going to wrap up the recording. So if anybody's watching this and they would like to join us, I really would like to invite you guys to join us physically here. You get so much more out of this than just watching a recording. So please come and join us. You'll be able to see the chat. You'll be able to be involved in the breakout rooms and the free-for-all. So if you guys are watching, come on and join us. But otherwise, we will see you guys later.
We're turning it off now. So what I wanted to say